Are you adopted? Are you friends or related to people who are adopted? Well, according to the 2009 Adoption and Foster Care Analysis and Reporting System retrieved from the Health and Human Services.gov website, about 20% of children placed in the foster care system eventually become adopted. Now, the reason why I chose this topic is because I too was adopted and I was placed up for adoption not by my own choice, but thankfully my parents chose me and adopted me. So today, for my topic, I will discuss the process of adoption, reasons why children are placed for adoption, and famous people who are adopted. Now, the process is known as the home study process, and that according to the Child Welfare Information Gateway's 2010 article, The Adoption Home Study Process from childwelfare.gov website, there's 9 steps. The first step is orientation, and that is where adopted parents come and meet agents and social workers about what the agency provides for adoption and what children are in their care. The second is the training, and that is for the adopted parents to have a better understanding and learn what their future child may need from them, the adoption problems, like process and issues that can come up, and the requirements by that agency for them to become adopted parents. The third step is the interview, and the interview is where the social worker meets several times with the potential adopted parents and talk about the different reasons of why they want to adopt, and also to have a better understanding of what child would be best suited in their household. The fourth topic is the home visit, hence the name, the home study process, and that is where the family will have the social worker or an inspector come and look at the house and make sure that the home is neat and safe, organized, and secure for that child to grow up in their environment. The fifth and sixth statement, which are health statements and income statements, are to show the social workers and the agency that the parents are financially, mentally, and emotionally stable, as well as physically, are capable of taking care of a child. The seventh one is the background check, and that is to ensure that there's no bad past or criminal records within that family that could harm the child in the future. The eighth is the autobiographical statement, and that is just where the families would write a story about their life and reasons why they want to adopt and present it to potential expectant parents wanting to put up children for adoption, as well as the social workers, so they both have a better understanding of where these adopted parents are coming from. Now, the final step is the references, and that requires around 3 to 4 friends, co-workers, or colleagues. Family's okay, but the other 3 are more of a better choice for these references, and they are used to help the social workers decide if this family would be a proper family to raise a child. Now, the overall process can vary depending on how long it takes for the health and income statements to come in, but on average it takes 3 to 6 months, and the cost for it can range between $500 up to $3,000 on average, depending if they went through a local or a private agent. Now, for me, when I was adopted, it cost my parents around $9,000 for my adoption process and the adoption for me to come in here, due to me being an international child, and the process itself took about a year. Now, according to Alan Cohn's 2010 Reasons Children Are Put Up for Adoption article in the parenting section of the Livestrong.com website, approximately 127,000 children were adopted in the U.S., according to the most current statistics from the Administration for Children and Families, which means that a lot of children are placed up for many reasons, which I will explain to you. First one is that the parents are financially unstable, and that they are not having the financial means to help that child. Second is the mistreatment, which could be neglect or abuse on the child from the parent or guardian, where the court or the public agents have to step in and order the parents to give up their rights so the child can have a better chance at a better future. And according to the 2010 Reasons Parents Give Up Their Babies for Adoption article in the parenting section from Livestrong.com, is that mother's age and her marital status can be another factor, due to mothers these days who give up their children for adoption are single and unwedded, or that they were teenage mothers. And that there can be personal reasons such as affairs, rape, or one-night stands, which conclude to the pregnancy of the woman with the child she wants to put up for adoption. Also, the mother could be mentally or physically disabled, where the mother couldn't care for the child, or the child could be physically or mentally disabled where the parents don't want to care for a child with disabilities. Culture is another reason, and to support this I have a quote from the same website, that in some countries raising a child as a single mother is considered unacceptable, so these mothers may feel they have no choice but to place their babies up for adoption. Now, that means that even though we in America have not high stigma for single mothers, there are some in other countries, and that another factor that can play into this reason for adoption over there is that there's a gender preference, where the families choose to have one gender over another, same with the countries, preferring a baby's gender, like a boy more than a girl in that country, due to carry a family name. Also, laws will state that if a country that's overly populated, they are only allowed to have one child only. Now, for me, I wasn't in that situation for that. For me, my parents were poor. They couldn't take care of me due to the fact that my mother was ill and I was born with a rare bone disease known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome type 7C dermatose paraxis, because they didn't have the financial means to support me or my mother while she was ill, or to take care of my two older sisters on top of that. And my father was the only one able to work and provide for us all. So they came up with a decision to put me up for adoption, so I had a better chance, a medical chance, at surviving. Also, the celebrities that have been adopted, they have overcome it and became famous people that we have come to know today. And according to the Alexandra Gekas from the 2010 15 Celebs for Adopted article from Wednesday.com, Angela Trimble was adopted in 1945 at 3 months old and grew up to become Deborah Harry, the lead singer of the 1980s band Blondie. Also, according to the 2011 Dave Thomas biography from Biography.com, Rex David Thomas was adopted at 6 months old in 1933. And when he grew up, he became known as Dave Thomas, the founder and spokesperson for the Wendy's food chain. And through them, we can see that adoption doesn't stop a person from achieving their goals in life. Now, I hope you have a better understanding that the process of adoption is to prepare the family for a new child in their life and to show agencies that they can trust that family with the child. And that children are put up for adoption due to mistreatment, as well as financial, personal, cultural reasons, as well as the mother's marital status and her age. Also, even children like Deborah Harry and Dave Thomas, who were adopted, can grow up to be famous as well. Now, before I end my speech, I want to let you all know that even though I was adopted, I'm not mad at my biological parents for putting me up for adoption. In fact, I'm thankful for what they have done and their sacrifice, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to get the medical help I needed to live a better future in life, a life that my biological parents knew that they wouldn't be able to provide me for. Again, I want to thank you for listening to my speech about adoption, and that you have a good day. Thank you.